Hey everybody, Dan Rawich here, University of Options. Purpose of this video is actually threefold. The first, quite honestly, is to brag. So bear with me on that. I think you'll find this very interesting. The second is to show you just how powerful stock options can be relative to purchasing stock. Because there's this fallacy out there that says that options are too risky. And if you were in our group, you would see that this is not the case. If you don't know what you're doing and you just jump in, sure, you might as well go buy lottery tickets. But if you know what you're doing, you have a system, options are far less risky than buying stock. And in the case I'm going to show you, 15 times more profitable. I'll say that again, 15 times more profitable. And the third is to look at the charts a little bit and to try and understand why these picks worked so well. Okay, because we have a very specific system and it works very well. And you don't have to be a member to follow most of what I'm going to talk to you about here. Okay, so I want you to see that this every Sunday night a video goes out to our members, and you can see in this particular case, January 29th, 2023 was the Sunday night video that went out. And during that video, we talk about the economy, what happened the previous week. We talk about how did that affect the stock market. From there, we decide, kind of come out of this with, am I more bullish or bearish? And then we get to our stock picks. Okay, so first, I'm going to give you an idea how this works. So you can see that on this was Sunday night, the 29th of January, and I was looking at IWM, and it looked like it was going to break out, but I clearly said, don't buy it unless it crosses 190 in price. Now, the way we work that is this is a 2-hour chart, meaning every one of these candles is 2 hours. So the rule here is, and if you remember, you know this, the candle has to close above 190, and then the next candle has to open above 190. And if that happens, I'm usually reasonably confident that they're going to hit my goal, in this case, 194.50. They don't have to hit the goal. Many members will take profits before that happens. Many members will ride them beyond the goal. And so that's the stock, that's the price, that's the entry. And then I say, okay, even if you don't know anything about stock options, if you have a brokerage account, get approval to trade options. It's simple. It's a simple, usually click of a button on your broker screen. And I said to buy this particular option. You don't need to know what any of this means right now. Just know that I said to buy the IWM with an expiration of Friday the 17th and to buy this one. And we call these numbers here the strike price. So I said, buy this strike price. Okay, so that was pretty clear instruction, I think. And then what happened was, let's see, what's the best way to do this? Yeah. I'm going to pull up the real chart now. And we'll bring up IWM. And so this was Monday morning. So Sunday night, you saw this candle here. So this was the close of the market on Friday. I didn't know for sure if it was going to get across. I figured it would, but I didn't know that it was going to get there right away. So I said, we got to wait and we got to let it cross 190. Well, look what happened. It pulled back pretty badly to 187. So maybe you would have taken this loss, maybe not, but you would have had a pretty big drawdown. But if you followed the instructions, as I suspected, when it broke, you see it broke on this candle here. It confirmed on this candle. And then that was all on Tuesday at around 10:30 a.m. And you can see by Wednesday at 12:30, it had reached its target and in fact went considerably higher. The stock went to about 199 from 190. That was a $9 gain in just a couple of days. Is that lucky? I don't think so. Let's look at another one that I gave you. I'm gonna go through the picks real quick, and then I'm gonna just spend a little bit of time on the charts, and then we're gonna talk about how much money was made on these options. Okay, so let's go back here. Let me blow this up a little bit. All right, so the next pick was Kroger's, and I said to buy it if it crossed 45.30. We're going to look at that in a second. I said to buy AMD, but only if it crosses 76.80. That's what this number here is. This number way up here is my target. But remember, you don't buy it unless it crosses this line. Next, Riot, buy it if it crossed 640. Next was Palantir, if it crosses 770. Now, these were close, but they weren't there, and you're going to see the importance of this number in a minute. Next was Borg Warner, above 46.40. It was bumping on that line, but it hadn't crossed it. Marvel, above 44.80. It was bumping on that line, but it hadn't crossed it. Okay, so with that, let's go back to these charts, and let's look at a few of these. So next would be AMD. You can see my level. Again, this is the same exact chart that you looked at on the slide. It's just updated. This is what we saw on that Sunday night right here. And I said it has to cross 76.85. Well, look, before it did, it pulled back again pretty bad. $4 or $5 pullback. Most people would have run away and taken the loss. And as they probably should have, because they didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know this was going to happen. All I knew was that if it could cross 76.80, it would be a material run. And sure enough, you can see in just like a day and a half, it ran up to my goal and way through it. This stock got up to 88. This was a $12 move in just a few days, you guys. $12 a few days. All right, next, I know KR was a pick. That's Kroger's grocery chain. And as you recall, this was where are we? So this was Monday. This was that Friday night. We were bumping against this level of 45.30. I said it has to cross it and close above it. Huge pullback, went right to the line, tried to cross it. Now this wick, all this little wick is telling you is that it tried during the day, but it never closed. And sure enough, it pulled all the way back. No entry, no loss, no gain, and never triggered. That's the beauty of this system. That's why the system wins over 90% of the time, and I'll show you that in a second. All right, and then we had, oh gosh, sorry, I gotta go back to my list here now. We had, I think we looked at Riot, Palantir, BWA. Well, actually, did we look at all these? No. Let's look at Palantir, BWA, and Marvel next. PLTR. Here's where we were on Sunday night. You can see it pulled back just a little bit, and then it did cross and confirm on that same Tuesday. Not only did it run to my target, it ran well through my target. And then we had Borg Warner, BWA. And this is where we were on that Sunday night. This is what that yellow X is. We were actually here. And then it tried and it tried and it tried and it tried. And finally, lo and behold, on that Tuesday, it broke and it went right up to my target. And then last but not least, we had Marvel. Same idea. We were here on Friday night. This is where we opened. It pulled back considerably, and then it fought its way back up and it crossed here. This was on Wednesday. It crossed. Wednesday afternoon, it confirmed. And once it confirmed, it went not just to my target, but considerably through my target. Okay, now, so you might say, well, last week was a pretty good week. And I would agree with that. It was a pretty good week. We had some pretty bad days, but it was a pretty good week. And in fact, the week was good enough that the market increased. What is this right here? I don't want it. There it goes. Okay. The market was up 1.9% actually. Let me just fact check myself here. Yep, 1.9% last week was the increase in the stock market. My picks that we just showed you were up 6.1%. So we outperformed the market by more than 3x, maybe 3.5 times. And this is each pick that I showed you. You can see that where I said to enter and where it closed. But I didn't take the closing price, even though that was way higher. I took the goal and I got us, and I assumed we would have closed it there. And if you would have bought 100 shares of each of these stocks for a $37,000 investment, you would have made $2,200 in 1 week. Not bad. Annualize this as a 300% return. Not bad. But what if you bought the options? Remember I showed you, let's go back for a second. I'm not going to log into that right now. But I told you to buy IWM, and it was about $264 for one options contract. And by Friday, it was worth $633 for 140% gain. AMW, we paid, wow, I keep doing that. AMD, we paid $355 for it. And as of Friday, it was worth $905. That was a $550 profit, 155%. And so on and so on and so on. So what happened? Well, if you would have bought just one contract of each of these and spent $1,100, you would have made $1,131, 101% return. Now, if you spent the same amount-ish, actually, this is less. If you spent about $31,000 buying options, because remember, you spent $37,000 up here buying stock. If you spent $31,000 buying options, you would have made $31,000 or 101% return. If you didn't want to spend that much, maybe you would spend $10,000. You would have made $10,000 in that week. Now, again, this was a very good week, but we tripled the market 3-1. But this was not an anomaly. This is not abnormal, an anomaly. It's Sunday morning. Sorry, I'm tired. In the last 68 weeks, this has been a running count we've been doing. 369 wins and 38 losses. That gives you a win rate of 90.66% and a gain of 195%, almost over 68 weeks. That's just buying the stock. If you bought the options, you would be at least 10 times this number down here. So those are pretty good stats. The point I wanted you to make here that I wanted you to see is that when you know these levels and you understand and you trust these levels, they work. Now, we have the added benefit at University of Options, our members, of a system we call Flight Station, which is pretty amazing algorithm. And when we get a buy signal, we can usually feel very, very good about it. In this case, we actually could have gotten into the stock much lower than I said to, but waiting gave us that extra benefit. So not only did we have my system told us to get in, we waited for that right level, and it made a huge difference. If you look at AMD, that's Amazon, sorry. There's AMD. Same thing. The bull signal came all the way down at 73.60. I didn't say to enter until 78. You could have entered on my signal and done very, very well. Now, if you don't have my system, if you don't belong to our program, you can still use this. You're not going to get these bull signals, but I did a video. It's in our group. If you want me to point you to it, I can. And I told you how to set this panel up here using TradingView. It's not difficult. It'll take 5 minutes. And this right here, when this purple pops out of the yellow and there's no more blue to be seen, is an incredibly powerful signal. We call the purple guy Barney. So when Barney comes out and he eclipses his shadow, that is going to be a big move just about every time. Honestly, just about every time. This was a breakthrough I came at. It's a long story as to how. It's actually a very interesting story how I came up with this. But this turned into the beginning of what's called Flight Station, which gives us these signals. And this is about 40% now of Flight Station. So there's a whole lot more to confirm an entry than just this. But just this, you can make a lot of money following it, guys. So that's it. I showed you the results, showed you what this looked like. I showed you Barney. If you want help reaching out to Barney, let me know. And then last but not least, I think this is really important. Come watch us trade. No obligation. I don't even know you're there. I mean, I don't really scan the list to see who's in the room. Be a fly on the wall or be more vocal and ask questions. But you can come watch us for a week or even more. No obligation, no cost, no funny business. Because you're going to learn how this works and you're going to see that we make money just about every day. We have not had a losing day in quite some time. In fact, I'm going to close with this real quick. Let's go here. Okay, so there's 3 things I'm going to show you. The first one is these are all of the trades that we've taken. Is that right? Yep. No, these are our day trades only. These are, we call these scalps. So these are trades we're in and out of very quickly. You can see the average time in a trade out of 76 trades, we were in it for 2 minutes. And out of 76 trades, we won 43 and we only lost 12. Our average win was 1.9%. That means we won 1.9% every 2 minutes we were in a trade. Just, think about that for a minute. And you can see that this is a really important thing, our profit factor. This means that for every dollar we lost here, we made $3.36 here. Imagine making $3 for every dollar that you lost. You could win 40% of the time and still make a lot of money. The next is, these are all of our trades. Whoops, I don't actually want to show you that one. Yep, okay. So these are our swing trades. And what these are trades that we were in for more than a day. And our average swing trade, we were in it for 5 days. You can see 24 wins and 4 losses. That's so far this year. And you can see that our average returns 38%. So 38% every 5 days. And you know what? That turns into returns in the multi-thousands percent. And these are real numbers. These are actual numbers, you guys. Last but not least, oh gosh, sorry. Well, I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. Okay. Last but not least, this is every trade. So these are our day trades combined with our longer term trades. And you can see the average trade we're in for 1 day, 9% return. That means every day we make 9%. And our profit factor is 2 to 1. For every dollar we lose, we make $2.11. 77 wins, 27 losses. So the system really does work, you guys. And I'd love to have you come watch us and let us prove it to you. Okay. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.